Chapter 1: The Skyfall System. You are listening at FameTV.info. The library will come back soon after reading a book. Remember to call your father back too. After all, the family will be on holiday today. Everyone should have dinner on time. No problem, mother. Took over the school bag, and Ryan waved at the blonde middle-aged woman standing at the door, and then walked along the sidewalk to the nearby library. The sky is very blue, with a few white clouds floating. Because it is a holiday, many neighbors take advantage of good weather to take care of the lawn or sit in the sun in front of the door. Ryan greeted the neighbors as he walked, looking at all this in front of him. Ryan sighed silently in his heart. It has been through a whole decade when he arrived at the library and greeted Mr. Manager. Ryan soon saw Mr. Lambert Leong, his adoptive father, who was writing on the table in the reading room on the second floor of the library. Middle-aged man, a writer who has written popular novels for several regional bestsellers. Ryan was adopted, and the adoptive parents told him that fact in the year of primary school. Of course, this is also impossible. After all, a white-faced couple can't give birth to a pure Asian child anyway. For Ryan, after being inexplicably smashed through by a meteor in his previous life, he found himself shrunk into a 1-year-old baby body and came to a foreign country. It was already a great luck to meet a pair of adoptive parents who regarded him as his own, and to have exactly the same surname as his previous life. 10 years of nurturing has been enough for Lane to recognize them as his parents. Greeted his adoptive father and conveyed the instructions of his adoptive mother. Ryan sat in an empty seat to preview the middle school textbooks. After all, it has the soul of an adult. With the learning foundation of previous college students, Lane has always been at the top of elementary school. It seems that there is nothing to be proud of. According to normal development, he should finish junior high school in a good private middle school, and then be admitted to a top 10 good university in the UK. As an ordinary person, even if there are 2 lifetimes, there is an undergraduate diploma in the previous life, but it is estimated that the top universities such as Oxford and Cambridge are also unpromising. These are the routes that Ryan has planned for himself a week after being adopted and after knowing all the circumstances. Of course, after going to high school, you can slowly use your future information to make money. If everything goes well, then after graduation, you can basically live a good life that envied the financial freedom before the 30-year-old envy of the previous life. Just as Ryan worked hard to study junior high school textbooks in the library and struggled for the future, there was a bang in his mind. The system is activated. YGA grocery store is opening. Ding dong. The system was started for the first time, and the plain channel opened smoothly. Ding dong. Novice task generation is completed. Please receive. What's going on? Ryan's movements immediately froze, which was supposed to be a life of urban rebirth, and the changes in the world in the past 10 years have also developed as memorized. Why did a system pop up suddenly? As an ordinary college graduate, little white collar worker in the past life, I also read a lot of novels. Naturally, I know this common protagonist. But that was just a novel. After crossing, he could have a complete family and a glorious future within reach. Ryan already felt lucky, so he didn't think this kind of golden finger would fall on his head. But now, the golden finger really came. Am I the legendary protagonist? Lane silently vomited after confirming that a system really popped up in his mind. Ryan, who had the soul of an adult, quickly calmed down and began to look at everything in the system. The body of this system is the last remnant crystal after the death of the crystal wall system. As a result, when it moved across the crystal wall system, it hit the Ryan of the previous life, that is, the meteor, and then took him to this world together, received Ryan flesh after a series of influences on the soul and the world. It became a system. Because the energy consumption of driving through was too high, the system has been sleeping, until 10 years later, the system that has absorbed enough energy is finally activated. Unfortunately, this system is not as intelligent as the system in the previous life novels, let alone chatting. Now the system only has a personal properties panel and a taskbar for the rest of the time. Has to admit that the system has a minimalist style of modernism, and all contents can be seen at a glance. Is it just the task above? Is this really an 11-year-old kid that I saw on the taskbar? Miscellaneous shop task. Opening content. Since it is a store, the first task is naturally to complete a transaction. Hint, of course, there is a world of grocery stores, so of course you have to deal with the world, so please be prepared to traverse. And now the novice free plane world provided is a Plant vs. Zombie. Rewards. 1G grocery store officially open seems to be a very common task of traversing aliens in novels. But the question is, Ryan's body is only 11 years old, can he really complete the task of going to otherworld trade? The world of Plants vs. Zombies is not a peaceful world, however, now that you have a golden finger, it is definitely the best way to turn a blind eye. Fortunately, this system gave Ryan 24 hours of preparation time. Ryan decided to do some preparations and wait until his parents fell asleep at night to do tasks, so as not to suddenly disappear and make trouble. This time, Ryan was not in a mood to read textbooks anymore, so he found a few books about survival in the wild and began to browse. Although this temporary act of holding Buddha feet may be useless, it is better than doing nothing. Is it at noon? Lambert called Ryan home together. On the way home, Lambert asked, "How come you suddenly read a book like Survival in the Wild today?" "I think learning is a bit tiring, so I want to change my mind. It's interesting to survive in the wild." Lane replied like this, "You read books www.uukangshu.com. Ah, it's good. Learning is not a good thing in life. It just happens that I have a brand new set of camping equipment. Tomorrow your birthday, I will find it out to give you as a birthday gift later. Of course, I have prepared gift." At this time, the two had reached the door of the house. Lambert said as he opened the door, "Daddy, when did you buy these? Why haven't I seen our family camping?" "Well, that's because your father likes to stay at home. I used to vow to say that I could camp together with my family. I bought everything. As a result, I always said that I had something to do when I went out. I didn't camp for the last time. Put it in the backyard storage room to eat ash." The adoptive mother, Mrs. Sally, came out of the kitchen with a plate. Speaking to the two people who had just entered the door while swinging the plate. "Now, you should go wash your hands and start to eat right away." After having a sumptuous lunch, Ryan and his adoptive father went to the backyard storage room to find out the camping equipment, and arranged the storage room by the way. "Today's holiday, you two should also do some housework." "No problem, wife/mom." Lean also took advantage of the free time in the afternoon to pick out the whole set of equipment that might be used and put it in his school bag. In the evening, after his parents fell asleep, Ryan secretly went downstairs to the kitchen and packed a few boxes of quick frozen tacos in the refrigerator with Layaganma hot sauce and packed them into a school bag. After that, he returned to the bedroom and ordered the task that I saw a blue light flash, and Ryan disappeared from the bedroom. The adoptive parents at the other end of the corridor slept deeply, and did not find his son disappeared. In fact, the entire community fell asleep in the moonlight, and no one saw it. An owl dropped a parchment letter into the Lane mailbox. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.